In today's video, we are back at USS Tokyo, which is Japan's biggest car auction house. On average, there could be anywhere from 12,000 to 20,000 cars at this auction house per week, which is insane. But I'm not interested in the normal cars. We're interested in things like these, 34 Skylines, Evos, R32 Skylines. We got a MR2 Spider, R32 as well here. Ooh, with the Triforce. Oh, that's such a good old nostalgic wheel. Another S14 here. There's just so many cool cars that we all know and love that are obviously being exported to the USA and other countries around the world to those who weren't able to get these cars when they were released from the factory. So today we're going to take a look at some of the cars that are available, if they are what they say they are, and kind of have a good look at what the market's doing. So the first thing that I noticed about today is everything's coated in this weird dust. I know that up north it's obviously snowing a lot right now, and some cars have clearly come from up north because they have that white kind of salty coating on it, but most of this is just dust. So I do apologize that some of the cars might look dirtier than they actually are, but it's also a good indicator that these cars have been stuck at auction and not been selling for a couple weeks or months now. Usually when they get this dirty, it's just because they've sat here for so long unsold and they're not hitting the reserve high price that the owners have set. So that's also a good indicator that if you're seeing a lot of these Japanese sports cars covered in dust like this, they've most likely been stuck at the auctions and have been unsold for quite a long time. It's a nice white FD here. This one's covered in dust as well. This one actually doesn't look too bad. There's an EK Civic here. This thing looks a little rusty. You can kind of see under the carbon hood there's a fair bit of rust there behind the headlight. A little bit there on the quarter panel. And you can also see that this hasn't just run in a long time by looking at the brake rotors and the hubs. Quite rusted out there. That's a good indicator to know if any of these cars kind of just sat outside in storage too. And this has been graded 3, which was such weird grading system. The grading system has changed so much over the last, like that headlight. It's completely broken, not even bolted in there. You can see the rear quarter panel has been damaged, and that got a grade 3. It's so bizarre. Like the grading system used to be way stricter. Now you have to be a lot more carefuler and have someone like actually on the ground. Carefuler, is that even a word? You gotta be much more careful. But yeah, always have someone on the ground checking this stuff out. This thing definitely sat outside in someone's like car park storage yard for a very long time though, and has just been thrown in auction. You can also see the dry rot on the tire here. So this definitely sat outside for a very long time, like I suspected. So we'll keep moving on to see what we could, what is this? Random exhaust pipe. S14 Koki. I want to go look, there was an S13 over here. I saw that was super clean. Let's have a look. This is awesome, and if I had spare money to burn and just, this is awesome, and if I had crazy disposable income right now, I'd probably buy this just because it looks epic. Itasha, but I think it's been painted over. It's not a wrap. That's really cool. But one thing that's really weird, sorry, this has got dust on it too, so it's probably been here for a while. This has been graded 4, but it has aftermarket wide fenders, and you can see the OEM fenders were completely cut and like bent up and everything, which just is odd because that goes against the grading system that I know too. A grade 4, from my understanding, shouldn't have like over fenders or a cut up body. So that's weird. So yeah, I guess it just shows that the grading system has changed drastically. But still, this is a really cool car, and I think someone out there would love it. It's pretty much all Itasha. As long as you like this this character, I guess you're fine. But it's really clean inside. I like it. It's kind of cool. I wonder what this will sell for. Definitely needs some wider wheels though. It's a bit weak right now with the fenders not full. This is that clean S13 I was talking about. Now the body's definitely been repainted black, but what I'm hyped about is, look how nice this interior looks. It's so rare to see a nice clean interior S13 like this with an uncracked dash. That is the holy grail right there. And look, even the center vents and everything are perfect. It's just so weird. It's beautiful, the interior in this, like the roof, everything. This is nice. How many Ks does it say it's done? 41,000 kilometers. Is that really true? And this has been graded 4. Which makes sense. The body looks amazing. Yeah, 41,000 Ks. Doesn't say that the odometer was tampered with, that it knows of. Really nice. Big pink dildo shifter too. You know, one day I want to run one of these on my cars, but I don't know. it feels like there's just too much to play with, you know? I'm the kind of guy that I wasn't built to handle this, you know? Let's have a look in the engine bay. The paint looks really nice. Something's kind of hanging off the hood there. CA18 non-turbo. This would be perfect for an SR swap. Not bad. Got an R34 GTT, which recently I've kind of seen the prices come fair bit down to more realistic. Few things that I'm going to point out on this car that stand out to me that make it seem like this sat in storage outside for a long time as well is looking in places like this under bumpers, you get an idea. And you can see like there's rust and stuff appearing there on the number plate bracket, as well as all the dirt and stuff in there that they didn't hit with the pressure washer. So that's a good indicator. And then obviously looking at your headlights is a good indicator as well, just because of sun damage on these is a big issue. And if they sat outside for too long, they yellow really quickly. And these are kind of like that as well. You can see that the aero's been kind of maybe freshly painted in the front end, like a random bumper I think got thrown on it. And then the hood, instead of being painted, was wrapped in this weird white kind of carbon wrap. And you can kind of see it peeling off here on the edges. And another indicator is see the bumper support stay in there is completely covered in surface rust. Let's see if this car's open. It's probably locked. Oh, it's open. It's a GTT manual turbo RB25 DET. Let's pop the hood and let's see if there's any rust or anything in the strut towers. This is still a really good car though. Here we go. Oh, fresh. Yo, this is great. The strut towers are nice, beautiful. Don't see actually any indicator of anything kind of in here. This looks really good. It looks like it's just like all the front pieces that were exposed to the elements. Interesting. Yeah, this looks amazing. This would be a really good car. Just needs a bit of work on the outside. This would be mint. This is really clean. Very unmolested, as I like to say. No like crazy modifications done, crazy wiring nests or anything like that. It was great. Nice Integra Type R. And then look at this. Is this an Evo 1 or an Evo 2? I can never tell. Looks pretty nice though. Definitely was an old race car of some kind. Fully caged, all stripped out in the rear. It's locked by the looks of it. It's got some old Recaros in there. Looks nice though. Ooh. These old things look so nice. Dang. I think she was a bit of a rally car. Look how dirty she is under here. Far out. Interesting. I didn't know that these were mounted opposite compared to the new Evos, right? Because the battery and everything's on this side, and I think the intake's flipped. The engine's flipped, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, because the timing, yeah, the engines are completely flipped in the newer Evos. Interesting. Oh, wow, look at all the old mechanical gauge lines running through there. That's kind of cool. Old tech. Driver's side was open. It's an R grade, of course. All the modifications and stuff like that. Everything's stripped out in the rear. Looks like it's got some kind of fuel pump mod going on there. Rear firewall. That's kind of cool. Oh, I love these old Omori gauges. So cool. And then the classic Greddy gauges there. This would be a cool car for like Rick getting into rally stuff. Reminds me of the TMA. Quick update for everyone. I am still in the process of hunting down a good replacement Evo. Don't worry, we will be finding a replacement. I'm hoping and keeping my fingers crossed for another TME, maybe even an RS. We've got some stuff in the pipeline. Just hold out, all right? Trying to get some more funds together because we got to replace that car. There's a nice 33 GTR here with a pretty aggressive aero kit. These side skirts are massive. Let's see if it's unlocked. Looks like the key's in there, so it should be unlocked. Nice. Oh, cool. It's got all SP3, I think, seats. That's kind of nice. Shifter felt kind of nice too. You'll see we'll start. Oh, battery's completely dead in this. Let's pop the hood and have a look. Looks like it's been repainted recently, white. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Strut tower's got the rust coming through on the seams, so those are going to definitely need new strut tower tops. But there are a fair few companies actually remanufacturing those around the world. So luckily, as long as you have, I guess, the skills to do that yourself, this would be a really good car still. I don't see any other major rust spots, just those, which is kind of like the biggest problem on Skyline. Kind of nice. Definitely has been repainted white recently. Not the best like taping job, but it's not too bad. Yeah, you can kind of see like, there's a bit of white paint on the edges here. Yeah, not the best tape job, but Doesn't look that bad either. If you just got your seals redone, it'd look nice. Interesting. I like the old Nismo wheels too. This Z is wild. This would actually be a good deal probably because it's so heavily modified and it's a manual. What is that steering wheel? What is that? What? Oh my gosh, that is a funny horn. It's on air suspension. This would be a good Z. How many Ks has this done? Yo, it's only done 75,000 kilometers? This would be a good deal. Someone wants to get a nice drift car. It's a DE, obviously. Heavily modified. But it's already got over fenders, I guess, which would be kind of cool for a big angle on the front. Like a nice FDF kit. Relatively clean too. Yeah, this would be a great beater. I bet you this will sell pretty cheap because it's so heavily modified. Yeah, that'd be a good beater. I'm going to take a photo of that if it's a good price. You never know, I might end up with another Z by the end of today. Another 34 here. This one's been painted Bayside blue. HKS logo on the side of the wing. Greddy badge under the keyhole. Not bad. It's locked. Can't look inside, but it is a GTT. This was huge. I used to have this issue on my 34 back in Australia too. Got obviously aftermarket aero kit and whatnot. Not too bad. Dusty, so this has probably been here for quite a while. Says it's done 109,000 Ks, R grade. See what else we can find here. Oh, there's another 34 here. This looks like a GTT as well. Nice, this carbon wrap, man. I hate it because it gets super brittle and old, and then it's like impossible to get off, and you pretty much have to sand it off and then paint the whole hood again. And it's on a lot of stuff. It's actually on my 33.4 on the roof, and I just haven't dealt with it. I will when I get it painted. R grade, apparently 26,000 kilometers. That can't be real, can it? This thing's been, looks like it may have been resprayed. Interesting. It's pretty clean in here. Wow. Oh, it's got the OEM head unit. Dude, this is clean. I'm gonna see what this sells for today because I'd be interested in something like this. I mean, the hood obviously needs work. Pop the hood, make sure we're neutral. Starts right up. It looks like it's an auto to manual swap, judging by the cluster. I mean, I'd be fine with that. Dude, this is clean. Let's have a look in the engine bay. Okay. Struts don't look too bad, but I'm starting to see like a little bit of weird bubbling around the seam sealer and stuff like that there. That little patch job there worries me. And like there's a fair bit of rust around the battery tray. Otherwise though, it's not too bad. It's got a new intercooler on it down there too. It doesn't look too bad. It'd probably clean up quite nice. There is some rust starting to happen on the firewall there. Just kind of like the usual stuff. It's got the GTR wing. Aftermarket rear bumper that's been resprayed recently. It's got a pretty decent exhaust on it, HKS power one. Oh, it's actually kind of new. Still got the Altezza system. Bummer, fair bit of rust. It's been kind of spray painted over a bit in certain places. This may have come from somewhere up north. Seeing a fair bit more rust around seam seals here. Fair bit of rust on the rear subframe as well. Yeah, looking up in there, if I can zoom in, you can see there's a fair bit of rust under the body of the car too. This most likely came from up north. Yeah, not the greatest. But the interior is so nice, and it's such low miles. It's not too bad. It's definitely all repairable, but it'd probably be a fair bit of work and a lot of money investment to get this like looking nice. And this frustrates me, all like the self tappers to hold the side skirt on. But otherwise, like the interior is so beautiful. Oh man, such a nice 34 GTT. We've got an S15 here. Now this is probably what I would call a good fixer-upper, and it's probably going to be fairly cheap, judging by the condition of the paintwork and everything, right? A lot of clear coats, clearly sat outside for a very long period of time. But for the most part, it doesn't look all that bad. The interior, full bucket seat, it's all pretty well together, missing the head unit and whatnot, but it's kind of nice. I love that it's got a Yashio factory water temp meter 1 there, the first generation. And yeah, it's kind of cool. It's got that nice blue interior seat there too. That's kind of nice. Let's see if it has any battery and if it's going to start. Oh, I just noticed the Yashio factory shifter. That's cool. The thing telling you to put your seatbelt on. Oh, the battery's flat. Bummer. All right, so we can't start this one up. That's okay. So let's have a look under the hood. I don't think this is an OEM hood. Yeah, it's like a reinforced fiberglass one that flung up at some time and broke over the hood. You can see the fiberglass repairs there from it flipping up and hitting the car, probably the windshield. Interesting. What is this coil pack harness? It's like a conversion harness kit. Weird. Pretty nice. I think this just sat out outside for someone from back in the day that was into a bunch of racing and stuff. And it now is in the auctions because the guy just didn't drive it for a very long time. That's what it looks like. This car looks like it just sat out in storage in a car park somewhere for a long time. The guy was like, I don't need it anymore, let's just sell it. And that's what this kind of is. I love that it's got a bunch of small Yashio factory stuff everywhere, and it's old logo like sticker stuff. So this is definitely from back in the day. It's got a little bit of a coolant leak there. That's probably just from a bad cap. Otherwise, kind of nice. This would be a great car. You'd probably get it fairly cheap because the body and the paintwork's in pretty rough shape, but it's all kind of there. And I think, like, you know, bit of paint, bit of bodywork, this would come up really nice and be a great car. Another 34 GTT, kind of like a gunmetal gray. I like this. I love that it's got the OEM hood. Oh, that's got some weight to it. Yo, this is clean. Struts look amazing. Oh, this is beautiful. Hitting me right in the feels. I'm looking at a lot of 34s today, guys. I'm sure that's a hint of something to come in the future. Once again, GTR wing. Not too bad. Looks pretty clean. Interior though, that's the one thing. The interior on these didn't really fare the most over time. They always had little weird issues with their coatings and stuff. This one's not too bad. A few scratches around the head unit, which is expected. That other one we saw was beautiful. Paperwork says it's a grade 4. I believe that. Not too bad. Relatively clean. Nice 33. Ooh, super though. Oh, and a 32 right behind it. Kind of iconic. That one's clean. I want to look at this though. Is it open? Wow, that is clean. Manual. Beautiful. It's rare to see such good dashboard in these. Yeah, even the outside of this car is beautiful. This is going to sell for a lot of money. Beautiful. Love the old Volk wheels as well. Closer up the front here, there's a 34 GTR V-Spec, and this is going to be hard to get used to seeing the new Z already in auctions. That's kind of funny. I love the number plate says 1, but I'm up here because I saw this, and this is a very interesting and super rare car. Anyone with a keen eye will know that wing is worth so much money. Old logo badge. And check out the interior. I don't think it's open, it's all locked. It's sat here for a long time. It's already been through auction a couple times, and the reserve price is somewhere around like 45 to 50 grand for this Kolke S14. It's got the old logo Nismo Aero package and stuff on it. Very cool. But once again, there's a lot of signs that show that this just sat outside in a car park for a long time collecting dust. And obviously it does have all the dust coating all over it because, like I said, it's been at auction for quite, I think a couple months now, and just keeps going unsold because no one wants to pay that high reserve price. One cool thing though is it's got like a bunch of the old interior pieces and like the old Nismo logo cup holder. Very nice. It's cool. Just getting back to the car now, and today all the prices pretty much the same, but everything's mainly just like unselling, crazy high reserves. There are definitely some deals there, but they are like the kind of like beta cars that we were looking at really heavily, like damaged paint, things that are rusty, things that have sat out for so long. But there was also still a good handful of those unselling because they had crazy high reserve prices. I don't know, the market's so unpredictable right now with what looks like full-blown recession rolling in after COVID, and everyone kind of scared of spending money, inflation and all of that. It's really hard to get a grasp of it. It does seem like things are slowing down, but also at the same time, it seems like the pricing is just weird and not accurate. I don't know, it's hard. And I'm not gonna comment on it because I am definitely not an economist or know whatever is going on there. But what I will say is that it just seems weird. Some of these cars that were selling were for just like really odd prices. And you know, it's an auction house. A lot of people obviously have friends. A lot of people try to manipulate the pricing of these cars and stuff like that by having other people and friends and stuff bid on it, just like what people do on eBay, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, people would try to sell something, start it at a super low price, but then have like a backup of a friend bidding on it with a different account for them. And I mean, it's no secret that that happens here too, but yeah, I don't know. I think a lot more cars are going unsold than what we think they are, but who knows at the end of the day. And yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. But still, I think there's still some deals to be had out there. I think the private market is more of the place you kind of want to be poking around in right now. I've seen some really good deals locally on like Facebook Marketplace and whatnot over here in Japan, or Yahoo Auctions. But you still just got to be careful. Everyone's out there trying to make money out of a lot of junk that's just sat out in car parks and stuff like that. Definitely some deals to be had, but a lot of fixer-uppers and a lot more effort involved. If you want like a good to go rolling car, you got to be ready to pay big money if you want something clean and nice. And then even then, these are all still like 30-year-old cars now. So you got to understand that you're not getting a brand new car. And sometimes if you want to spend 30, 40, 50 grand on something that's already 30 years old, wouldn't that be better putting it into a much newer, nicer car? Especially looking at like, you know, some of the new like GT86s coming out from Toyota, the new Nissan Z, the new Supra, like all those kinds of cars are like somewhat around the price range of what a lot of these Japanese sports cars are selling for, that are 30 years old, that need a lot of maintenance, need work, body work, paint, you know, like the list goes on. Parts for these are also now super expensive and hard to come by. So I don't know, from a smart investment perspective too, with the current environment that the world's in, I don't think they're smart investments whatsoever. And I think it's probably more wise to probably spend your money elsewhere. But anyways, that's where it's at. That's my opinion, my 2 cents. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed looking at some of these cars. I hope you're a little bit wiser as well and understand that you really need to have someone on the ground here when it comes to looking at these cars before spending money and purchasing them. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button, write a comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what kind of more content do you want to see over here in Japan. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace. Jamata.